Alright guys, I got a little further along on that Craftsman snowblower that had the broken coil mount, and I'll show you what I did to repair that. Basically, as I said, I just cut off the stanchions that were half split to have a nice flat surface to start with again, and then the distance that the coil needed to be mounted out, I just took some solid rod, you see there, cut off the length that I needed, and set them up in the lathe and drilled out the centers of them. So the centers of these are the same diameter as the screw, which I believe was a 832, I think it was 632 or 832, one of those two. And that made for a nice strong base. I don't think it's going anywhere. Doesn't flex at all. Everything before was aluminum, so you figure I got solid steel all the way back, and it's fairly stout. After this is good to go, I'm gonna take one screw out at a time, Loctite it and put it back in. Worst case, you could actually heat this area up and you could undo the Loctite, but you gotta get them pretty good and hot, and I don't expect to have to take it apart again anyway. But the electric starter is also on. It's from a little earlier edition, so I had to do some modifications to the two top setups. What they have is a shoulder on these two bolts, where the original ones just had 4 bolts going in that were kind of hard to get to. So I just had to open up the 2 tabs on the top here so you could slide it in and then just get 2 bolts for the bottom. And I went to the hardware store, spent a whopping $2.37 on different hardware, something like that. $2.79 is what we came to. And the only other pieces other than those two screws was the electric start would have some really long screws that bolted down into the tin, and you would need like 2 1/4 inches long to catch it, 2 1/2, and of course they stop at 2 inch. So I decided to just buy some threaded rod. I'll cut them to the length I need, and I bought 2 jam nuts that will go on top and lock them together, so that will make up for the plug to go on top. But that's the install right there. That's what we're going with, and I got my spark checker on it, and you can see that I have spark. So the next step is we're going to go shoot some fuel down the fuel line, get some in the float ball, and see if it'll run on that. I don't suspect it'll be an issue, but we're going to find out. And let me see if I can find the old coil. The only difference between the two of them is the mounting holes and everything are in the same location, the same style. One's just a little taller than the other one. This one might make a little hotter spark. It seems like it has a larger body around it, but it's on there and it fit. So it's not like there's any timing changes on these. They pretty much just run. There's no advance, anything like that. They just run and go. So somewhere around here I have my little fuel bottle. There it is. I never put the cap on it yet. Just got done filling it up. Alright. So we're going to go take this guy. And I did take the float ball off and clean the carburetor. It wasn't terrible, but it was dirty. The main jet. Oh, there is a hole in that fuel line right there. So we're going to have to change that out. I want to see if I can get, I'm going to put my finger over that, and then we're going to go put some fuel in that and see if it'll fire anyway. So I got you on the stand right here. If you hang out 1 second. Alright. That should be enough to run it. So everything's still laying on the bench. I suspect crap's gonna vibrate and fall all over the place, but we're just looking to see if it runs and dies. I believe the choke is on, and I got a little bit of something there in the throttle to give it a little bit of throttle. And let's give her. off now. Run out of gas now. And that would be out of gas. So that should work out just fine. I don't think you see any problem with that after I Loctite those screws. And button it all back up, finish servicing the rest of the machine, check the belts and all. And I think I'm into it for about 55 bucks. That should make a good snowblower. And then the tractor's next. And somebody was asking about the pellet stove. How long does it last on a bag of pellets? I really don't know. It holds like one 40-pound bag from empty, and I've been running it off and on for the last 2 days on that one bag and on high. I want to say you probably get 20 hours or so maybe on the one bag, but I don't know for sure. I just don't have enough run time on it. I must say that I love the stove though. Very comfortable heat coming off of that. Has a very slight tinge of like a wood fire smell to it, and it seems to do the job very well. And it lights really easy. You just hit the button, it turns itself on. In about 15 minutes it's got fire going. When you're done, you hit the button, it shuts itself off in about 15 minutes, and that's it. It's all automatic. I haven't cleaned anything out yet other than from the first time. So, and I run about a bag and a half. I had about a half a bag of pellets in it, ran that out, then put a full bag in. What you see there. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go continue to put this thing back together, put a new fuel line on it, and just get it buttoned up and service the rest of it, and this one will be good to go too. Again, thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. I will catch you guys later. Bye.